Today we are going to design this simple food product flyer right here in Pixellab. So if you are ready for that, then follow me through this tutorial and let's go. Alright, so the first thing that we are going to do is to set the background for our way. Alright, so since the product is going to be kind of brown, you know, bakery products, they are mostly brown, so I want us to use a brown color for the background. So I'll tap on this plus icon to select a brown background color. So let me set it quickly. Okay, I think this should be of help now. I think this is okay, and if you want to use the same color, you can just come here and copy the hex code over here. Right, that's the hex code at the top over here, 6B2D10. So this is what I'll be having over here. Good. Now the next thing to do after this, maybe we should just delete this text, right? So after this, what we have to do is to probably bring in some image and blend it with the background. All right, so I'm going to tap on a plus sign and, you know, pick from gallery, then select one image I downloaded. So let me check through my gallery quickly and see if I can grab that one quickly so that we proceed. Good. Okay, I got some over here. I got this bread over here, so I'll probably enlarge the size a little bit, and what I'll do is to reduce the opacity of the image. So let me do that. Okay, I think 16 is not bad, and 16, 17 is not bad. So what I'll do right now is I'll probably go and change the background color a little bit. Like, I want to make it a little bit darker, right? So I'll tap on the plus sign again, then push it down like this. Okay, let's see how it will appear. Okay, a little bit darker. Okay, I think this is okay. Yeah. Okay, so this is what we have now. Let me lock the layer quickly. After that, we need to bring in some shape, but the shape we have to draw it ourselves. So we are going to use the Bezier tool, right? This particular tool over here, the Bezier tool, that's what we are going to use. So I'll tap on it. After tapping on it, I have to tap another area again to make an anchor point, another anchor point. So this is it, that's my anchor point. After making the anchor point, I'll tap on the middle icon here, then I'll come and move the points. Okay, I'll move them like this, just to make sure that what I get a perfect, you know, shape, right? So let me do that quickly. So when you're using the Bezier tool, you just have to take your time, right? If not, you may do what I personally call a mistake, right? It may not be a mistake, but you may do something which you may not actually be in need of, right? So you just have to take your time and do it. Okay, it's very, very important to relax with this and do it. Just take your time, right? Take your time and do this one. You have all the time for yourself. Okay, so just take your time and do it. Okay, now let me position it over here like this. Okay, I think this is okay. Then what I'll do is I'll proceed with another anchor point, probably at the down here. Okay, then another one here, then another one here. Okay, so what I'll do right now is to go down and tap on this icon. Tapping on this icon will make me merge the shape. After merging it, I'll increase the opacity, right? So after that, I'll go and reduce the stroke to 0, and that will be all. So I'll tap on a check mark and I'll have my shape over here like this. Now let me just increase the size of the shape a little bit. Okay, so I have it like this. What I'll do now is to make sure that I position it well at the middle, right? Just like this. So what I have to do now is to make a duplicate of it. So I'll tap on copy. Alright, so I'll hide the top one, lock it and hide it for now. Then I'll select this one and I'll reduce the opacity of it. Yeah, so something like this. Okay, and after that I'll go back and lock it. Then I'll open the top one. Right, open the top one, then I'll bring it down, or just like this. Okay, let me push it down a bit like this. Now I think we are almost done, so I have to lock it. After locking it, then I'll enter the test. Probably I'll say Vivian Bakery. I like using Vivian, I don't know, Vivian Bakery, and I have to use one maybe some kind of script font for it. So let me search through. Okay, I'll use this particular font over here, Anastasia Scripts, for personal use. Yeah, so I'll just increase the size a little bit and put it at the middle of the work, right? Okay, 44 is not bad. Then I'll position it here. Let's see. So I want to increase the padding, for that matter the right padding, and see how best it will look. Okay, all right, good. We have Vivian over here. Then I'll add bakery. Okay, so I'm assuming the name of this one is Vivian Bakery. Okay, I think let me make it capitalized and see how it will be. So I'm going to use a different font for it, probably a font that is kind of yeah, I mean this type, Overdose Sunrise. Yeah, this type of font, that's what I'm going to use. So I'll put it here, increase the size of it way bigger than that of the Vivian. Alright, bring it to the middle. So I'll also increase the padding of it so that all the letters can be showing clearly. Good. So I have Vivian Bakery at the top. I just have to make sure that they are in a good position, right? So gradually we are moving, right? We are moving. The next thing to add is our specialty. So let me do that quickly. So our specialty, then I'll make it capitalized, and for this particular one I'll use Montserrat for it. Okay, Montserrat, probably Montserrat semi-bold. Let me check. Okay, over here, and what I'll do is I'll add a background to it, probably a brown color background. So I'll go with something like this. Then I will increase the left and the right padding a bit. So I think 12 should be okay. 12. Then I'll go to the radius down here, increase the radius so that I get something like this. After that I'll come and reduce the size of the shape. Okay, if I reduce the size of the text, that means I'm reducing the size of the shape as well. Okay, so I'm going to have something like this. Okay, and I'll have to put it at the middle of my work like this. Probably use the position tool to bring it down a little bit. That is to my preference. Okay, now after this one we need to also do certain things. So look at what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring in one image right now and I'll blend it with a white background over here, because we don't want it to be plain over there. So quickly let me tap on from gallery. From gallery I'll go ahead and select the image that I want to use. Okay, so I'll go to my downloads, then select this image. So once I bring it in like this, I'll just have to increase the size a bit. Okay, now what you have to see is that this image that I'm bringing inside is kind of bigger than my white shape. Okay, so you can see this part of the image is way above my white shape that I've made with the Bezier tool. So what I'm going to do right now is I'll erase part of the shape. Okay, I'll erase parts of the shape. So quickly, let me grab my eraser tool right here. Then we increase the size and also the blurriness of the eraser, so we can clean it like this without having any hard edges. Okay, all right, so we can tap on a check mark after this one, and what we are going to do is to reduce the opacity of this particular image. But before that, let me make sure I bring it below our text. Okay, it should be below the text, right? So right now we can go ahead and reduce the size, the transparency, sorry. We can reduce the transparency, which is the opacity. We can reduce it to something like this. Okay, I think 11 is not bad. 11 is okay to work over here. So we tap on a check mark, and after that we go ahead and lock the layer, right? We should lock all the layers so that we get distracted free work. Good. So after this one, you probably want to put in maybe your specialty, the things that you really do. So probably you have some these ones like this. Okay, let me see. I've made a copy of something. Okay, I have it over here, cookies and stuff. So I'm going to change the color of this one to brown, the color we use for the this one, the other shape. And I'm going to use the same font, which is Montserrat semi-bold. Okay, and I'll reduce the size of it a little bit. Probably pull it this way and position it at the middle. I think I should just increase the size a little bit. Okay, right, 18 is good, and I'll position it at the middle like this. Then I'll push it to the top just a little bit. Okay, so after this one, you probably want to enter some this one, you want to put in some 3 products on the working space. Yeah, probably. So I'll select circle. All right, so I'll change the color to, let's say, the brown, because I want to use brown throughout. I'll select brown, reduce the size of it. Okay, bring it here, make sure the size is okay, and it will fit over here perfectly. Okay, now let me use the grid tool to know exactly what I'm doing, so that I don't do anything that will not be in alignment. So let me quickly do this. Okay, and then what I'll do is I'll bring this one to the middle of these two like this. So the middle one will be my judge. That will be my judge. Okay, it will help me to align the things well. Good. Now we can go ahead and tap on a check mark, make a duplicate of this, and just push it down here. Make a duplicate again and push it down right here. So we have 3 of them over here aligned perfectly. Okay, they've been aligned perfectly over here. Now what we have to do is to make a duplicate again. Then this time around, probably we change the color of the various shapes. So let's say white. Okay, so we are using white, and we have to reduce the size just a little bit. Okay, so let's reduce the size and bring it down here. Okay, so we tap on a check mark, make sure we position it at the middle of the first shape. We do the same thing, make a duplicate again, bring it here, make a duplicate, bring it to the third shape. You can see how pretty cool this thing is, right? Now we can hide our grid tool. Sorry, we can hide our grid tool, and this is what you will be seeing. Okay, this is what you will be seeing. So maybe after this one, you want to add some this one, food products. Okay, let's assume you want to add it as a texture. So you select the shape, go to texture, then you pick up the food product that you want to add. Okay, so I'll go to download and pick, let's say, 1 food product. I'll just use 1 throughout for tutorial sake. I'll use 1 throughout. Now did you see what happened? we selected a shape, selected the shape perfectly. When we added this one, the texture is not showing. That's because we did a mistake, and that mistake was to add color over here to the text, all right, to the shape rather. We are not supposed to do that. We are supposed to add the color initially. So I'll just disable the color right now. What I'm going to do is go to edit, all right. So from here you have to change the color over here from to white directly. Okay, so this is how it's going to be, right? This is how it's going to be. So I'm just going to bring in my grid tool back again so that I use it, right? So let me reduce the size. Okay, okay, let's play with the size a little bit. Okay, we want to have something that will be cool, right? Not in it just anything. So we have to work on our size well. So let me push it to the middle and see how it will look over here. I think this is pretty much okay, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this one too, right? And I'll make a duplicate of this, copy it, bring it here, make a copy and bring it here. Now assuming you want to add different products, okay, I personally have only this image that I'm using. So if you want to add a different products, you can just make a duplicate like this, select it, go to your texture and add, tap over here and select a different image and add. Okay, that's if you have a different image you want to use, yeah, you add it over there. Okay, so the next thing to do, maybe probably you enter your handle, either Facebook, Instagram, or whichever handle you want to add, you can add it. So I'm going to make a duplicate of this particular text and I'll edit it to, let's say the handle is Serene Arts. Okay, the handle is Serene Arts. So I'm just going to add that quickly, make it capitalized, and I'll bring it to the down side. Okay, so let me push it this way and send it to the top a bit like this. So what I have to do now is to add the social media handles, which probably, I mean the icons. So I'm going to use my normal one, which is the 𝑦𝒕𝒐𝒓, which stands for YouTube, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. Okay, so I'm going to select one particular font that I use. Let me see if I have it here. Okay, it is the last font over here. So having selected it, I'll probably change the color as well to brown. Okay, and push it down. Then I'll have to reduce the size of it to either 15 or 16. Okay, all right, I'll go with 15 and I'll have to push it here and bring it down to this side. Okay, so after that I'll increase this one, the space between them a little bit, and I'll bring this one closer to them. All right, I mean the text, the handle, I'll bring it closer to it like this. So this is simple food flyer that you can design in Pixellab, and I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial up to this point. And don't forget to give this video a like, okay, and also subscribe to this channel, turn on notification so that if anytime I upload a video you get to receive a notification, right? So after this, just save your work. As usual, use ultra as the quality, okay, and save to your gallery, then you are good to go. Yeah, thank you so much for watching this video and I hope to see you in the next one.